Hey, Dex, I want to share with you something that you can use in multiple areas of your practice. And I know it will help you because number one, I've done it myself and I know it works in my practice. Number two, I've taught this to literally thousands of docs who've used this at a point of making a decision. Because let's call it what it is. Many chiropractors do not like hard sales, nor do I think you should be doing it. A lot of what I teach chiropractors isn't the art of the sale or how to sell. It's actually why people buy. And the phrase I like to use is biology, B-U-Y, biology. It's the study of why people buy for their reasons rather than teaching you how to sell. And if you can see the perspective difference, then I think you'll gain some content here that you can use in many different areas of your practice and in the marketing of your practice when I then will give it some context. And what I'm talking about is the two words fair enough. Fair enough is a question I like to ask when I'm doing my health talks. Fair enough is what I ask when I'm doing a spinal screening and people realize they have to pay some money to come in, because I know if we do free appointments at a spinal screening, 20 to 30% will show up, 70% are going to no-show. So collecting a deposit, putting some money down just makes sense. When I take questions at health talks, the conversation needs to bridge into new patient appointments. It should never be a business card, because I've always called business cards procrastination cards. Don't give business cards. It kills new patient signups. How do we do it? We've got to make people an offer. What if they object? And then these two words are really important. The reason I'm going to ask fair enough is what people often focus on is the first word of the question. So what they're answering is the word fair. Is this fair? If I'm doing a spinal screening and I say, hey, listen, the initial consultation exam's $40, fair enough, they go, yeah, that's fair. It's an inexpensive and a detailed exam and I would have built the value. It makes sense. If I'm doing a report of findings in my practice, I could ask fair enough after I've done a value stack and I've shown all the things we're going to do in the care. They go, yeah, that's more than fair. So while the conversation initially creates an objection on price, what I would then ask fair enough shifts it to the value. Is that fair? And they're answering yes to this when really the objection is to the price, to the dollar amount. And the reason this is so critical and why we're using influence literature to really help people make a decision for chiropractic care is majority of the people that I see, I know we can help them out. I know we can get them into a care plan. And so this strategy isn't one where I'm manipulating. It's just when they need the encouragement. I've got to smooth this out as to making it their idea. Again, biology, why people say yes is more important than how to sell. And if I ask, is this fair enough, as I nod my head, then they go, yeah, it's fair. And what I've also initiated them is the law of consistency. They've agreed verbally to what I would call a soft or a shy yes. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, fair enough. And I nod my head, they go, yeah, it just seems like it's a lot of money. So they've already answered yes in the affirmative to one portion of this. And then really what it does is it brings down the numbers to be less of an obstacle. So now I want to give it some context. Okay, so fair enough is a question I use at my health talks. It's what I use at my screenings. You can use this at the report of findings. You can use this when you're giving your patients take-home exercises. And Karen, I need you to do this. And when you do this at home, as we're telling you to do it, you're actually going to need me less in the future. It's going to save you money. Fair enough? They go, yeah, that's fair enough. I was just worried if I would have the time to do these. Okay, but because they've already answered, yes, it's fair, you've got the law of consistency. And people have a deep craving to stay consistent with what they told you. So this is not coercion. It's just a way to get cooperation. And it can even be so effective that it helps you with financial obstacles. By asking the fair enough question at a spinal screening, this is what we're charging, here's what we're going to do to have you come in. Is that fair enough? They'll say things like, yeah, that's more than fair. Gosh, what a great value. Awesome. At my health talks, I strongly encourage docs to never take open forum questions because it'll kill your talk majority of the time. But when I get questions at the end, which is what I direct people, I'll say, listen, that's a good question, whatever it is. And I would like to check you out, do a full exam consultation, give you my honest opinion based on facts about your health. So I don't want to just shoot from the hip here. I just don't want to tell you an answer like a one-size-fits-all. You should take advantage of our offer. It's only $50 to come in and get checked out. And then I can give you specific answers on the next visit, which is also included. And then I'll have answers for you and your health as opposed to generally. Is that fair enough? And people go, yeah, it's fair enough. And now they're not worried about the time or the money, which are always the two obstacles. But I'm getting them to answer a fairness question. So what I'd love for you to do is use fair enough wherever it applies to you. And in getting the confirmation there, you're getting what we affectionately call a shy yes. And what shy yeses or a soft yes creates is momentum. And everything today around decisions of finances and the economics and behavioral economics is really tied into momentum, or what's often called tie downs. It's small yeses, it's small commitments, it's small agreements, boom, 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 that eventually will get you the ultimate agreement. If it's a new patient at a spinal screening, if it's a wishy-washy person at a health talk that doesn't know if they should come in, by asking fair enough, you convince them, I need the specific details on you. I don't know what the answer is until I check you out. So why don't you just come in and we'll do that, fair enough. At the report of findings, this is the care that we're gonna do, and these are all the things we're gonna do. And then we'll take a look throughout and we'll do re-exams and we'll check up. Fair enough, because everybody heals differently. And so this understanding that they're answering a fairness question, that you're remaining neutral, actually ties into the finances. So fairness ties into finances. And if you can use fair enough, most of the time what you'll see is it's a stacked question. Of course it's fair, it's more than fair, and that's what people are gonna say to you. And when you start getting into that conversation, then I'm telling you the financial objections are gonna melt away. It's gonna be a soft and cruisy way to get people's commitment as well as their financial commitment to the care that you're recommending, to the new patient appointment, to the thing you're trying to do in your practice from a place of being an ethical, honest chiropractor. And that always is the overriding thing. You're only accepting people you can help, right? So try fair enough. It's something that we put into some scripts when I teach spinal screenings. I use it at health talks. I certainly use it for objection management at the report of findings. And the reality is when you can learn biology and what makes people say yes, you'll stop the hard sales. We do a 12-minute report of findings because actually my report of findings, what I teach docs to do is set some pillars so you'll get commitment into ongoing lifetime care. Anybody can say yes at the report of findings. If they're in enough pain, it's transactional. So I see a real trend in our profession of a 6-minute report of findings, a 5-minute, I can do it in 3 minutes. Yeah, I can do it in 1 minute too. You broke, me fix, lay down. It's the caveman report of findings. It's a minute. If they're in enough pain, they'll do it. But that doesn't mean we've set the table for ongoing wellness care. So a lot of this fairness and finances question is really about setting the table for something much bigger at play. It's soft and shy yeses. It's easy commitment for time and money, which are always the two objections. And it's about biology. It's not about hard sales or sales tactics, because even though you can convince people to say yes, if it's against their will, they're not convinced still. And I believe Shakespeare said that. If people convinced against their will are not convinced still. So if you do hard sales tactics, at some point they'll come out of the spell, they'll wake up and they'll realize, I didn't mean to do that. They're gonna want a refund. If you use fair enough, you're getting a commitment on value, and then the finances become more palatable, it becomes more digestible. You're gonna get more people committing for time and money for the right reasons in chiropractic care. I know that was a lot, but when I ask fair enough in the spinal screening booth, I nod my head. When I'm doing fair enough at the end of my health talks, anybody interested, I send them to the back of the room, make appointments. Anybody who has questions, I don't take them publicly, come to me, and then I usually finish with, this is why we want to check you out. Is that fair enough? I don't know enough about you to give you personal recommendations. Fair enough? And they go, oh yeah, it makes sense. This idea that we lay out a care plan, one adjustment isn't gonna fix it, but I don't think you need 100 either. So we're gonna start with this plan, we're gonna do re-exams, or we're gonna check your progress as we're going through. Fair enough? Okay. And then you've just dispelled a lot of that. So again, I promised you the context after I gave you the content. Really hope this video helps you out. If there's anything I can do, let me know. And if you have not yet checked it out, I'm going to strongly encourage you to listen to the podcast we put out with James Chestnut called The Chiro Factor. So it's free, we do it once a month. But if you haven't listened, check out The Chiro Factor. And if you like this tip, drop some positivity down below, because we know the world could use more of that. Hey, thanks for joining me.